And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we have our good friend Kyle here today. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm swell.
Yes. Welcome to
Yeah.
the show. Have you ever seen this show before?
No, I have not.
It's fun.
I can only imagine.
Especially tonight, because having not watched the show, you might not be familiar with my hate of the Oscars.
Really?
Oh, I despise them.
That makes me sad.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, see, when I look at them, and I got this from Harrison Ford, I find it corporate backpatting more than it is actual recognition of talent.
Definitely.
I mean, that's fair.
Definitely.
But at the same time, it does still give recognition to films that aren't necessarily mainstream. And I think that that has some good to it. I don't think it's all a political machine.
I can't argue that 100%. No.
That's just my opinion, though. But I do agree with you that, I mean, in order to get a nomination, you have to campaign, and how much money goes into these campaigns, probably more than most presidential campaigns.
Oh, big time.
So
Not only that,
you make a fair point.
You have to watch what you say. Because, like I said, I got this from Harrison Ford. There we go. I forgot to turn my light on. 1984, he was nominated for Witness, or was it 82? I can't remember. It was the early 80s. He was nominated for Best Actor for Witness. And he was doing an interview, and the guy said, "How do you feel being along the likes of this person and this person?" And he goes, "Well, honestly, it's not a very good judge of who's the best. Because literally here I am pretending to be a cop, and this other guy is pretending to be a drug addict. You know, like, how do you compare apples and oranges?" Because of that statement, he got shadow blacklisted, and he's never been nominated since. Or maybe he's just not good enough. I don't know.
I was just going to make that argument. I was going to say, if you could name me a film where he would have deserved one.
All of them.
Regarding Henry.
Oh, regarding Henry. Yeah, that is a good one.
All right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, okay.
You see, for me, though, like, particularly when it comes to the acting awards, if an actor can make me genuinely believe what they're doing, like, make me genuinely believe who they're playing, the emotions that they're trying to portray. If I can get a genuine connection, the actor's doing their job right. Why isn't that actor getting nominated? You know?
Well, yeah, that does beg the question, who decides the nominations? Where does that even come from? A lot of things within the Academy, though, have been kept under wraps for reasons that they don't want us to know. So for me, like with the Oscars, yes, there's the politics. You do have to take that into consideration with your picks, of course. But for me, it's the glamour. I mean, as an aspiring screenwriter, I would absolutely I would give my left arm to get an Oscar nomination. And I mean, I know that I would be up there as a real person. So why is it so hard to believe that these guys, some of them at least, aren't actually real people?
Yeah. And see, everybody getting their awards, they do deserve it. Like, I won't discredit that for anybody. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact, like, if we literally look at the Best Director nominees, there was only one film that I know of that actually hit the theaters that around here, and that was Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know, the Banshees were not in this area. The Fableman. Oh wait, no, Fableman wasn't it?
Fableman's did come.
Fableman's was here.
Yeah,
Fableman's was.
But Tar and Triangle of Sadness, neither of those.
My son Tally because he is a cinephile. He's a big Oscar hound. He saw, I believe he saw both those movies at the Highland Cinema in London, like one night only screenings kind of thing.
The art house ones, yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no accounting for taste in the Windsor, Essex area. If you have to go as far as London for one night only to see the films, then sure. But this is what I mean, though. Those kind of movies that don't get that recognition in the theater, they get noticed when they get an Oscar nomination.
Yeah. But now, having said that, and I'm just going to use Triangle of Sadness for an example, that's 2.5 hours long. I sat and watched that. I wish I hadn't. Okay.
Oh,
You'll never get it back.
That is 2.5 hours. That could have been 45 minutes if they'd done editing right. Okay.
and that's why I don't watch a lot of the Oscar movies. Because they end up being dry.
So why does something like that get recognized? And again, I'm not taking anything from it, but then you have other stuff that's hit the theater that has been amazing and gets completely overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've always had this same issue. I've had the same argument with my husband a million times about blockbuster movies not being featured at the Oscars. You got Top Gun, okay? Can you be happy now that you got a blockbuster movie as Best Picture?
And Avatar.
Avatar Schmavatar. You know, I didn't really care for this one.
Everybody, and again, I can't speak for seeing it, but everybody that I spoke to that watched it said they loved the spectacle, but the story was okay.
And it's way too long.
Way too long. Just as you said of Triangle of Sadness, they could have cut an entire hour out of that movie, and I would have been just as fine.
I still haven't seen Avatar.
The first one?
No, I've seen the first
I
one.
wouldn't recommend it.
Still haven't watched Avatar 2.
No.
I'd rather see Cocaine Bear again.
I still haven't seen that one. You said it was amazing, though.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So much fun.
This is what I mean. Why is that movie not being recognized for what it does? Because it entertains.
Yes, comedy is ripped off constantly when it comes to
Elizabeth
Oscars.
Banks is an untapped talent. Like, they don't give her enough credit for her directorial stuff. You know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's get on to this list because we got a big one. We got the Oscars and the Razzies.
Yes.
So yeah,
I like that. Tied into one.
I dropped that on a list onto Kyle. I don't think I mentioned it before dropping.
No. I was like, oh,
surprise. Well,
my death list got longer.
We're going to start backwards. We're going to go best animated picture. And being our guest, Kyle, you get to lead. What do you think the winner for best animated feature is going to be?
Guillermo del Toro, all the way. Pinocchio.
Yes. Really?
That was my pick too.
Yeah, I want to say which one with the shell. Oh goodness, I forget his name. Marcel the Shell. Yes, it looks adorable. It looks like it has a great message, but Guillermo really stretched the boundaries of animation with this film, and I do think he deserves it.
Okay.
I have not seen it yet, but that's what I'm hearing now. As per usual with this list every year, I have not seen most of the Oscar movies. I base my picks on buzz, what I hear online, and so on.
100%.
And my son, again, he's a big cinephile, so his opinion weighs a lot. He gives me a lot of the juicy gossip too. So, but it comes to the Razzies, though, that is my list is complete and utter bullshit. It is complete. It is complete. Like, I haven't heard of any of this other than Blonde. I've heard vague things.
Morbius.
and Morbius, I've experienced Morbius. So my Razzies is just all bullshit. But
I will second that. There's a couple that I've seen, but for the most part, I was like, oh.
I go for a theme, and I think you'll recognize it when we get going. Jason.
But for the animated feature, my pick is Marcel the Shell. I did see it. It is absolutely, every year I find a movie that comes out that I can only describe as beautiful. Oh. And that's what it is. It is a beautiful little movie. And then if you look up the story behind it about the filmmaker
Okay.
himself and how it's actress Jenny Slate, a well-known comedian and actress, who
Mhm.
they came up with this idea years ago when they were married, but then they divorced, but they still made the movie,
That's
and
nice.
That's neat.
it's actually part of the story of the movie. It's
Oh,
it's
makes me want to see it even more.
it
That's a
is
good sell.
it's such a beautiful film. I know that all the buzz is for Guillermo, and I know it's going to win, but I want Marcel to win because it is such a beautiful little flick.
That
Oh.
that's the part of the picks that's fun. Is do you go for what you think is the winner or what you want to be the winner?
ESPN lets you have 2 ballots, so I do what I want to win and what I think will win.
Oh, that's
Huh.
cool.
Oh,
Cool.
yes, and I could win buku bucks.
Oh, see,
Oh.
that's cool.
I do miserably almost every year.
1 year you'll get
This
it.
could be my year.
Well, now best visual effects, and sadly, I think we all know which one's going to win. Kyle, we'll start with you and see if you match.
Visual effects. I mean, what are we looking at again? Read them to me.
They are best visual effects: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick.
See, I have a hard time with this one because honestly, like I want to give it to Top Gun because of what they did with those planes,
Yeah.
but you can't really beat Avatar, I think, in that. It's really tough. This one has me a little bit confused. Yeah. What do
But see,
you think?
then let me ask you: would you consider a camera use a visual effect?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not cinematography.
There's a fine line. I think when you're looking at visual effect in the sense of the way that they did it in Maverick, we're talking about something that was done as an effect, even though it was done real as well. So I can see your argument with the cinematography, but the fact remains that it's a visual effect because they weren't actually fighting. They weren't actually doing a lot of the things that they had shown they were doing,
Fair enough.
but they filmed the scenes inside the planes. So that kind of brings that fine line of visual effect versus cinematography.
Fair enough. Oh,
I would
Greg
call
here.
it I would call it practical effects. That's how I would class it.
Greg
Beautiful.
says, "Hey yo, hey you guys and girl and James, hee hee.
Hey,
Hey,
Greg.
Greg.
Hey, you got included. That's good." But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like Maverick, which we want. I want Maverick to win too, but I'm 99% confident Avatar is going to walk away with
Oh
it.
yeah, it's Avatar all the way.
Yeah.
James,
I gave up on the betting pools this year, so I'm just going with what I absolutely want to win. And I almost went with Top Gun, but I'm going with the Batman. And besides, Avatar is just one giant special effect. It's like when Avatar won Best Cinematography. How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed with that.
where's the real
The
film? when
Batman, though,
Avatar-
I take issue with the Batman. It was too easy to see the visual effect. They could have found people who could have done those moves in those fight scenes. There was no need for the visual effect in that, and that kind of upsets me that it's involved. Pisses me
Huh.
off.
That brings to mind. It reminded me a little bit of the Matrix 3, like the final fight in Matrix 3. So the
Mhm.
visual effects in that to me just looked like garbage, and I was getting like flashbacks of that in that fight scene.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Hmm. This is interesting. Okay. Now we'll go on to best original song. Now, this one, I confess, I did not listen to the songs, but I'm making my pick based on what like Jason said, the buzz, the hype, and looking at the nature of the film, what I think is going to win. But Kyle, we'll start with you.
Original song was Rihanna did one.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
Lift Me
she's
Up from
taken
Black
it, and
Panther.
that's purely your argument for the political side of it and the coming up with the album and all that. I think that's all bubkiss, but I think she's going to take it, unfortunately.
No, you're right. And I'm going to jump in there because that's my pick too. And it was pretty much for the exact same reasons, you know.
Yep. Oh no, it's mine
That's
as well.
much for artistry.
It's mine as well.
Is it?
Oh yeah, you can't miss that freight train. Come on now.
Wait. Yes, we can. James, what's your pick?
Oh, I have not stopped listening to the "Hold My Hand," the song from Top Gun. That has to win. I listen to that on a daily basis. It's amazing.
Okay.
I have not heard the other ones. I heard a bit of the song from Wakanda Forever, and it didn't grab me. But then the first one didn't have the best music either. So
see, you got to follow history here, James. Take My Breath Away did not win an Oscar for Top Gun. So what makes you think Hold My Hand is going to win an Oscar for Maverick?
Because it's amazing.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I can't argue that logic.
Damn it.
Right? Uses logic. Right. Now we're on to...
The big problem I have, though, these days with the songs, sorry to interrupt, is they play them at the end of the film.
Most of them, yeah. Or
you
hear pieces during the film, like a chord here, or a stanza there, and it's like...
It's not, can you feel the love tonight anymore?
You can hear like the opening mantra of it, just like in a soft like harp and like a soft scene,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, I am going to be just as guilty because what we're filming this summer, we've already got the love song written, and I'll be using pieces of it over top of the scenes and playing the song at the end. So
shame on you. No, I'm just kidding.
Know. I'm sorry. I'm part of the problem. I really am.
That's okay.
Okay.
There's a formula.
Exactly. It works for a reason.
Let's point out that formula obviously works because Oscars. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
I hate the Oscars, but I'll still take one.
There you
All
go.
right. Best original screenplay. Kyle, what was your pick for this one?
Oh, I had a hard time with this one too.
What did I pick for this one?
My pick, though, because I loved Banshees. I really loved Banshees. I think that one, it took me on a ride more so.
I just watched it yesterday, and yes, it's fantastic.
Did you dig it?
I loved it.
It was great. And I think it got me more than Everything Everywhere All at Once because I already knew what that movie was going to be. I didn't know what Banshees was going to be.
See, this is the Harrison Ford syndrome because literally those are two films that have nothing in common.
Nothing.
How do you compare them? But I got to admit, I'm in the same mindset. I love Banshees. That was a story.
It was.
And it was an original story.
You're picking
Banshees?
An
original story. You've never heard a story like that.
No. That's by the end of it, we were both, my husband and I, we were just like, what in the, wow. I'd still have so many questions about it.
Yeah. Jason, what's your pick?
Everything Everywhere.
What? No, I'm changing.
I just, that movie, just the fact that where it goes and the direction it goes and the fact that it gave us Kiwi Kwan again.
Yes. We said yes short round like a million times the whole movie.
Yes. the fanny pack. I just go back to the fanny pack.
Yes, that was excellent.
Not only that, I completely forgot he was in Encino Man.
No, I did
for like a split second, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the one that brought Brendan Fraser's Encino Man into the chess club or something like that. I can't remember what club it was, but yeah.
And then I think he crowns him at the prom or something, didn't he?
Yes.
Homecoming or something? Yeah.
James, you're the tiebreaker-ish.
I haven't seen any of these, so I went with Banshees since I'm a Martin McDonagh fan.
Nice.
Yeah, Martin. That's
good
what
choice.
It was. Colin Farrell had nothing to do with it, right? Guy stars in one movie with Colin Farrell, and that's all we hear about in this podcast. Okay,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, he doesn't shut up about it.
But Colin was amazing in that. Like,
Oh,
He
yes.
was. If you ever have a chance, look up a movie, watch a film. I believe it's called A Home at the End of the World.
Oh, that's one of my favorite of his.
Brilliant film. Absolutely adore it. I love that you've seen it.
I thought you said it was Total Recall, right?
Nobody
likes a remake.
That's a great movie, but I think my favorite performance of his is Phone Booth. My favorite movie of his is A Home at the End of the World.
Yeah, Phone Booth was a good performance, but I'd agree with you. Yeah, I think I like both those points.
And see, we tease him because that was the movie he was in Colin Farrell with. He was in Total Recall. If you watch, you can see him briefly. Yeah.
If you watch it with me, I can point out every part I'm in.
Okay. Now we're on Best Adapted Screenplay. And I have to admit, two of these, I don't know why they're in here, but so be it. Kyle, what was your pick for Best Adapted Screenplay?
Top Gun.
Yeah?
Yep. Amen, sister. Amen.
100%.
It's the only one I've seen, so
one of the better sequels that I've ever seen.
That would be exactly it. I don't. It doesn't matter that I haven't seen the other ones and don't even really know what they're about. It does not matter.
This is what I mean.
What they delivered for a sequel we never thought we would see nor want.
Okay.
And to give us a home run.
See, I was sitting here the whole time going Glass Onions and Top Gun Maverick. I don't understand why they're on the list because what are they adapted from? But now it makes sense because Top Gun is Star Wars. So
no, it's not that. It's if a movie is a sequel, it's automatically in the adapted screenplay category.
What?
Yeah. Before
Rob's right.
From an original story.
Before Sunset, I believe, either Before Sunset or Before Midnight got nominated for Best Screenplay, but because they were sequels, they got into the adapted screenplay.
I like my answer better.
Yeah, never mind that you're not wrong about the Star Wars adaptation.
Through the trench, throw the missile, get out of the way. It's Star Wars.
Yep.
So, James, I guess you pick Maverick too?
Yeah, it's the only one I've seen.
Okay. Well, I picked Women Talking because Sarah Polley is amazing, and what she did with because I've read bits of the book, and what she did with that script was insane. So
the only movie of hers where she was the director I saw was like Take This Waltz or something. The one with Seth Rogen and and it was just one of the most god awful things I've ever seen. But I do have another movie of hers called Away From Her, where it's got Gordon Pinsent, where his wife has Alzheimer's and she's forgetting who he is. I'm anxious to watch it one of these decades, but yeah,
highly recommended.
I've heard great things about it. Just Take
My
This Waltz
husband
is
cried.
not.
I shouldn't sell him out like that, but he did.
Yep, sold him right on the internet. It's here forever now. Okay, now we're on to Best Supporting Actress, and this was a cool category. Kyle, who was your pick in here? Because this was tough for me.
Yeah, this one was tough for me too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that again, who I want to win and who I think will win. I want Hong Chow to win for The Whale. I thought she was witty and her delivery was brilliant. But honestly, it's between her and Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela Bassett, you think so?
That's my thought.
Interesting.
It's that's the thing with this category in particular. According to what my kid was saying, it is kind of it is a bit of a race. Like it can go a few different ways. So yeah, Angela Bassett is still a possibility.
See, to me, Angela was the only one I didn't really look at, only because I didn't feel she had as much screen time was needed to really fall into that
Impact.
category. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this up again because I agree with you about screen time, but it's the impact on the screen time that makes a difference because Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs, he had very few
Oh my God,
lines,
you're right.
but
Mhm,
he
yeah.
won.
You are 100% right. Okay. And her impact was insane. Like those, because I think it's 3 scenes she's in,
Mhm.
but they
And
are
how
powerful.
would you feel, losing your child and just, the whole emotion thing? Plus she's OG.
Yeah.
OGAB.
Mm. So then your pick is Angela?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm a mark it. Wakanda forever. Jason, what's yours?
This is one of the categories that I have 3 names written down because the buzz, I believe, is leaning on Stephanie Sue for
Mm,
Everything Everywhere. My heart wants Jamie Lee Curtis to win because I'm just baffled that she's never won prior
yeah.
to this.
Body of work alone.
Like I thought for sure she'd won for My Girl for some reason. I don't know. But
Loved her in that.
after seeing Banshees, and is there recency bias maybe? But Carrie Condon for Banshees of Inisherin, she just I just loved it because I knew exactly what she was thinking the whole time. You know how
Yeah.
about as she was preparing for her journey and whatnot, you could just feel it from her without her saying it. You
So
know,
Good
3
choice.
people can't win the Oscar there, Jason. So who's your pick?
I know. So
Sounds like he's picking Carrie.
I'm gonna go with Carrie Condon. Yes, I want Carrie Condon to win. I really do.
You got
I'm
it.
sorry, Jamie Lee. But yeah, Carrie Condon was just something. And I actually realized that Carrie Condon, she was actually stood up to me way back in 2005
Mhm.
in Unleashed with Jet Li.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's right.
That's her, and I loved her in that.
I
So
forgot
I'm
about
not
that.
surprised to see her again and be in love with her again.
Ryan brings up a point. He goes, I hate awarding people because of prior snubs. And
Mhm.
okay, I get
Yeah.
that. You want to award them for what they earn, not because someone else didn't acknowledge something they did in the past. But
True.
if you can right a wrong, isn't that what the Avengers are for? Like literally.
And I think though
Oscar
body of work
Avengers.
is different than a prior snub. I'm talking body of work, Fish Called Wanda, even True
Yeah.
Lies. Things that she's not even wouldn't have come close to Oscar nominations for
Yep. Trading
body of work
places.
and contribution, but that's not why you should win an Oscar. You're right. It should be this performance. And I don't
Yeah.
think she's going to get it.
Well, James, what do you think?
Well, I haven't seen any of these, but it's funny you mentioned the Avengers because I picked Carrie Condon because not only was she the voice of Friday, she was also she also guested in an season 4 episode of Walking Dead. So I'm just going to go with her. Anyway.
I didn't realize she's
All
Friday.
right.
That's cool. Well, I went with my heart. Jamie Lee Curtis all the way. I got to admit, I didn't even know she was in that film when I first started watching it. And we get to that scene where they're sitting there talking to her, and I'm going, that looks like Jamie Lee Curtis. Right? It can't be. No, it is. And the way she played the multiple roles, I thought was brilliant, especially
Mhm.
with the long fingered people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was yeah. Wow. I had no words for that. I'm like, this is creepy.
I know. I talked to someone after I watched it, and I said, this is the only movie where you'll see someone beat up with marital aids and talking rocks. And it makes sense.
And it makes sense.
You know what? You know what they pulled off with Everything Everywhere? I was gonna save this for later, but we're here now. Uh, if you've ever watched Rick and Morty, Everything Everywhere basically gave us live action Rick and Morty shenanigans.
Nice.
That's the only way to describe it. As random as Everything Everywhere, that is Rick and Morty.
I've only ever watched the first episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, you only
It
that's not
lost
even
you on the
scratching the
first
surface.
episode?
Well, I never got back to it, but it's on my list right after Letterkenny. So as soon as I watch
Oh
Letterkenny,
God.
I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty. All right. Where are we? Oh, best actor, supporting actor. Best supporting actor, Kyle. Who was your pick for that?
Supporting actor. This is where I had the problem as well with screen time because I was really excited to see Judd Hirsch in The Fablemans because I heard about his nomination before I saw the film. And when I saw how little screen time he had, I weighed that, you know, um, what I had said earlier, impact versus screen time. And I don't feel like he had enough impact. So I really would love to see him win, but not for this. I think it's going to go to Brendan Gleeson for Banshees.
Mhm.
That's a good pick.
His
Right.
role was phenomenal, and he's a brilliant actor, but I love the way that you couldn't read him. You couldn't get a read on him the whole time, and he's doing what he's doing. I don't want to spoil anything. And
Yeah.
you're like, "Bro, you're not even flinching." It
Yep.
And
was good.
it's okay. Go for it. We have that warning for just this occasion.
Okay, well, Buddy's cutting his fingers off, and he's just like,
Yep.
you know,
Just
like
stone
man.
faced.
you're like, "What is happening right now?"
And see, I was the same way with him because literally every actor you know of, it's like, what's my motivation? What's my driving force? I need to be able to channel into it. You got nothing out of
Nothing.
what his was.
Yes,
Mhm.
not a damn thing out of him.
All
Brilliant
you were getting
performance.
was he was a man of his word.
Indeed.
Man of his word.
To the nth degree.
Well, Jason, who was your pick?
I'm going with the buzz, but again, I absolutely love this performance. Kiwi Kwan has to win it. But
I do want to see him win it.
Barry Cogan and Banshees, just that was a devastating performance because I felt
Yeah,
every bit that last scene he has with Shaban. That I felt every bit of
heartbroken.
that emotion.
100%.
You
Yeah.
want impact?
Very good
That
point.
was impact.
There you
Yeah,
go.
100%. You might have changed my pick.
But Kiwi Kwan's gonna take it. He came back to Hollywood in a big way.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. He blew up
He proved
Hollywood.
he's not just short round,
Nope.
Exactly. Although he'll always be short round to me.
of course, and we love him.
And Goonies.
We may
Yeah.
get Data again. That the whole Goonies return thing could happen.
Right? Him and Sean Astin, get them together. Okay. I thought it was awesome that he and Harrison Ford actually got to reunite briefly.
Yeah.
They were at a Disney presentation, and Harrison Ford was outside his room, so he ran out and gave him a big hug, and it was kind of cool. James, who is your best supporting actor?
I was almost going to go with Brian Tyree Henry because I'm like, oh my God, I've seen one of these movies, but it was for a movie I've never heard of. I thought he was getting nominated for Bullet Train.
Yes.
But
He's the one that got, well, yeah, okay. Anyway.
I just decided to go with Brendan Gleeson because he's great in Martin McDonough films.
Oh, yeah.
You can't argue that. Well, I guess then this one I had to pair it up because I went with Ke Huy Quan as well. I think with the buzz and everything going on, and you watch the Golden Globes and you watch the SAG Awards, kind of a precursor, and it does look like he would get it. And
Yes and no.
Yeah. Do I think he earned it? Yes, because of the role he played, the multiple roles he played, but do I think he did better than the other people? I don't know. Because those other people were so amazing as well.
Yep.
Another tough one.
Yep. Okay, now we're into the lead areas. Best lead actress. Kyle, who's your pick?
Oh, geez. Well, politically, it's probably going to be Michelle Yeoh, but I think Kate Blanchett in Tar was phenomenal. She had a
Yeah.
5-second spot where I literally, my entire body froze and went into goosebumps, and I felt her in that moment, and that solidified it for me. So I'm calling it for Cate Blanchett for Tar.
Nice. That was the one I didn't get to see. I'm still going to watch it,
It's
but
good. It's very good.
I brought it up because I had the same experience when I was watching Blonde with Anna. You know,
Really?
there was 2 or 3 moments in there where it felt like you're just watching documentary footage of Marilyn, you know, and I thought that was insanely cool that an actress can pull that off. So I didn't pick her, but I got that same feel.
I disagree.
Isn't it crazy that she's been nominated for that film, and that film has been nominated for 8 Razzies?
Yes, I know, because it's a horrible movie.
It's
But just like I said, if I'm looking at acting ability, there was about 3 spots in that film that it was intense for me with her as that actress. But yeah, overall, I would never ever watch this film again. Sadly,
No.
never. Okay, Jason, who is your pick for lead actress?
Michelle Yeoh, all the way.
Yeah,
All the way. When I mentioned genuine performance, in as insane a film as Everything Everywhere is, she made me genuinely believe she was going through all of that, feeling all of that, experiencing all of that. You know, I was along for the ride because I believed her. So
Yeah.
give her the awards. I went on a roller coaster ride.
And who wouldn't want that ability, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to jump in with Jason on this one because I picked her as well. Because of that, when she has those moments where she's finally figuring it out and then she starts to get trapped in one of them and they have to keep bringing her out, it's like, to me, that's the realism in time travel or universe travel, because I know I would do it. I would find one that's really cool and want to stay there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, James.
Haven't seen any of these, but
any of them, like
how
you start every category.
Why are you here?
How is that not possible that you haven't seen at least one of them?
You saw Maverick.
I've seen Maverick and the Batman. I've seen out of the ones that have been mentioned. And while I don't relish a movie about a classical conductor, I like Cate Blanchett the best out of all of these. And hey, Men with Brooms and Rush made me care about curling and F1 racing, at least for a little while. So I imagine this movie could make me care about classical music conducting. I am a fan of classical music, but just about a conductor, I don't know. So I went with Cate Blanchett.
Nice. No, that's a good argument, especially if you haven't seen it. And I get that. Like I said, that's one I have not seen either, Jay.
I know. I'm a little bit ashamed of myself because, like, last year I watched a total of 26 new movies.
Last year, you like every Oscar movie you had seen, if not multiple times. And this year, it's like, have you seen one? You know, it's like, so I feel like I've fallen in a rabbit hole.
It's been a long year. Leave them alone.
Fair enough.
I just watched most of them this weekend.
Okay, ditto. That's why I didn't get to Tars, because I had other stuff to do. Okay, now we're on to lead actor. And maybe there's one in here he's seen. We'll find out. Kyle, who did you pick?
And here we go again. Okay, so I am a very large Elvis fan. I've been an Elvis fan since birth. I am very picky and particular about my Elvises. I hate Elvis impersonators. Austin Butler was phenomenal. However, my pick is Brendan Fraser.
Whoa, right?
This was the performance of his career. It was amazing. It's his comeback. He did a brilliant job. What he put into the role was incredible. Love it. I think Brendan's my winner.
Hey, I'm jumping in with Kyle because, that was my pick. I believed he was this guy.
Yes.
You know, his mannerisms, absolutely everything. Like every time his daughter was just yelling in his face and he kept going, but you're amazing. You know, like it just.
It was incredible. I cried multiple times. I felt that one.
Live on the internet. Yes, I did. Okay. I'll throw myself under the bus.
Hey, man. There's no shame in a good performance. If that's what it does to you, then you have your
Then,
answers.
Bravo to Brendan Fraser because he made you feel that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And that's exactly why I won't watch it.
Oh, really?
Oh, you don't want to cry?
I have been told that I should not watch it because it will devastate me.
Oh, it's not
I've
that devastating.
I've
It
been
ends
told that
nice.
it will devastate me, just like I've been told I can't watch A Man Called Otto because it will devastate me.
Oh, that one was kind of
My
for me
my
anyways.
wife loved it, and she said I should not watch it because so both those movies I've been told I should not watch because they will kill me.
Well, I mean, she knows you best, but I still would recommend The Whale. I
Well,
think
I'm probably gonna
it
watch
was.
them,
Yeah,
and
you should. I think you'd like
I
it.
may die of dehydration from the amount of tears that come out of me. But
Cry, cry, cry. Drink, drink, drink. Cry, cry, cry. Gotcha.
but yeah, that's so I can't say for sure. Is it? Are we at my pick? Am I?
Yes, except Ryan posted this, and I apologize. I just noticed it. I don't know what he's referring to. I love Colin. That could have done so cheesy or underperformed, but made me believe in his sad persona.
In Colin Farrell in Banshees.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that was.
Mhm.
Yes, and Colin Farrell is my pick.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is my pick. My heart wants
do.
Brendan Fraser based on everything I've heard, and like my reliable sources I know have seen it. They've loved it. They've told me I can't watch it. I believe that. I want to believe that. I take that as a high badge of like a high review to be
Well,
worn like that.
sadly,
But I want Colin Farrell to win. Like,
sadly, we're using a Dominion voting machine here, and all the votes have been flipped to Brendan Fraser.
Gotcha.
I'll try and mark you down.
But what Colin Farrell delivered, I kind of liken it to Bryan Cranston's transformation in Breaking Bad. It has a very similar transformative vibe to it that it just the way it goes, and the way he takes it.
Well,
That's
because it's a
fair.
monologue movie, and Colin can chew up monologue.
Yes, he can.
So I get where you're coming from. And again, apples and oranges because they're two different movies, but
Yep.
Good pick. Okay. James, should I
just say it?
Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to put Banshees, though, instead of Total Recall because that didn't come out this year.
Damn it.
All right. Now we're in the big two here. Best Director. Kyle, did you succumb?
Spielberg.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
All the way.
It's what I picked too.
I want him to win as much as I think he will win. This movie went a long way to humanizing him.
Yeah.
And humanizing other artists that people forget are actual people.
Yep.
I have not seen it. I wanted to see it,
good.
and I've never gotten to it. But I know that's where all the buzz is. I know Spielberg's got it, but the Daniels
in the bag.
The Daniels just everything everywhere. I can't stop saying it. Everything everywhere was just something special. It pulled off so much, and so the Daniels really should be recognized for that. Come on.
See, okay, my honest
majority
pick for that,
special effects.
But and this is where I had a hard part because you're right. I think Spielberg's going to get it because he's freaking Spielberg. I think Daniel should have got it because of how it takes to direct that kind of film. When you have multiple storylines, multiple people character, and you're trying to keep not only the continuity, but the shots right. That would make my head spin.
In this kind of movie, though, it seems more like that was done in the editing room than it was in the directorial because it's one single frame of her face with multiple backgrounds.
Yes and no. That director has to tell the actor how to act for the background. So he has to make sure he's on cue for the story, for the character.
But it's still the same face with multiple backgrounds.
You're very right. Now that is very true. And that's the Gavin Michael Booth School of Filmmaking. You just take one shot and expand it and make it into a full feature. Right.
And that is brilliant.
It is, if you think
It is.
Yes.
Okay, so Jason, who is your pick?
My pick? Didn't I say?
No.
It's the Daniels.
Oh, so you did pick it. Okay.
Yes. So sorry. I thought that was I am picking the Daniels.
Dude, you picked 3 people for one category before. I until you say this is my pick, I don't write nothing down.
Sorry, yes. My pick is the Daniels for Everything Everywhere.
Fair enough. James.
I still can't believe that neither Matt Reeves nor Joseph Kosinski got nominated for Best Director. So I'm just going with Martin McDonagh then, because I haven't seen any of them.
And Collins in it?
And Collins.
Okay, now the biggie. Best Picture. And I don't know why they bumped this up to 10. So they have 9 losers? Is that the way to make it?
That preferential balloting got a
So
lot.
Avatar can lose again.
I know, and
Will.
so I know
Will
why they do
lose
it. Because now there's 9 other people that can put an Academy Award nominee on their posters. That's why they did it. But okay, so we know Elvis is not your pick, Kyle. What is your pick for Best Movie?
There's the want to win and what's going to win. I want the Fabelmans to win. I think it has a fair chance. However, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to take it. And that's just because of the preferential balloting.
Because it's the buzz.
It is, and it kind of irritated me. I think we should do the spoiler alert thing again.
Oh, yep, yes, a second. Where's my button? Beak. Beak.
Yes. The fact that it was love that, brought us all together and made everything okay in the end, it was kind of cheese for me, and something that had such build up. It was like, oh, okay, it's all fixed again because mommy loves me. It just really irritated me, and I'm like, but it's got so much buzz this year. It's going to be at least number 1 or number 2 on everybody's preferential ballot. It's going to take it.
See, I was the same way, because when I first watched it, the end went, I felt it didn't quite stick the landing. But one of my favorite vampire movies is Near Dark. Okay. I love that movie to death. It has the stupidest ending in
Yes, it does.
ever. Okay. So if the movie is good, I can forgive, a stumble when they land. And that was what it was with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, they did an amazing journey, so I could forgive it. But
And it is one of the only time travel films to actually reference and pay attention to the butterfly effect.
Yep.
The butterfly effect.
Yes.
Is that your picture?
No, I'm saying the butterfly effect paid attention to the butterfly effect.
Oh, it did no.
That one went to way major extremes, and if we're going to include Ashton Kutcher in any sort of serious conversation, I'm out.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Wow.
So let's hear Jason's think on this now.
Oh, it's Everything Everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to call it a masterpiece because I know it's not. But it was just so wildly original that it has to be held on a higher standard. Everything Everywhere has to take it.
Okay.
It's close to a masterpiece.
Ryan says, reminds me of when Shape of Water won. I like when sci-fi genre gets respect.
That's so good.
Phenomenal, though.
Oh my goodness.
That was
I still
a
haven't watched that
brilliant
one.
movie.
I still haven't watched that one.
All right, James. Best Picture.
Well, on one hand, I can't see any other movie what?
You forgot to say I haven't seen any of these, but
wait, don't bury them. Don't jump ahead. I was gonna say, on one hand, I can't see any movie being more enjoyable than this one, and I haven't seen the other 9. So Top Gun.
See?
Okay, yeah, the way you that's much better. Yes. Top Gun Maverick.
that movie was just pure enjoyment.
I would like to point out that Cruise, as I've understood it, again, my kid was saying with the buzz, was basically like number 6 in the running for a possible Oscar nomination. Like he was just outside of the list to get
He's
nominated for
deserved it for
Maverick.
so many other films, but this one, like, really, that kind of upsets me.
But when you think of it, like he came back to this character after 30 years or whatever, and it was still the Maverick we
It was
remember.
the same,
But it was Maverick now having to deal with his life now, like,
Mm-hmm.
and again, you believed every bit of it.
Yeah.
The one
Very
thing I
true.
loved about that movie is they pulled one line out of the previous film, and that was the love interest of this one. Yeah. They didn't go back to Kelly McGillis. They went with the Admiral's daughter, and I thought that was cool. Okay, now we're into the fun stuff. The Razzies.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Again,
start.
complete and utter just bull.
You're gonna get my pattern pretty quick. Trust me. We're with worst screenplay, and we have Blonde, Disney's Pinocchio, Good Morning, and Jurassic World Dominion. Oh, and Morbius. Sorry, there's the 5. Kyle, what do you think the worst screenplay is?
It's got to be Jurassic World Dominion. I mean, I'm
It's a
going with them every time they're nominated. I'm picking that movie. Horrendous. Like, heard it in the background and couldn't even stand the fact that I was listening to it.
Ooh,
I haven't watched the
right
last
there.
2 Jurassic Worlds.
You haven't seen the other 2?
I haven't. I saw the first Jurassic World. I haven't seen either of the last 2. The
Fallen Kingdom, I thought was actually way better than the first Jurassic World.
Just not interested.
See, Jurassic Fallen Kingdom set up what I thought was going to be an amazing Dominion. Now, I didn't mind Dominion, but did I think it was amazing? Not at all. The way they set that up with dinosaurs now loose on the world, I thought it was going to be a global movie. And it turned again into, a heist film almost. So, yeah. But it had Jeff Goldblum, and that made it better.
Don't get me started on Goldblum.
What's your worst screenplay?
Again, based on absolutely nothing other than what little murmurs I've heard and whatnot. Blonde. I've heard it's just a mess of a flick, and it starts with the screenplay. Come on now, like.
Yeah.
And like, why does there have to be another Marilyn Monroe movie every 2 years?
Yeah, that is
so many unanswered questions, right? Yeah, no. And that's literally why I watched it, because it was Marilyn Monroe. And I'm got halfway through going, well, I'm already in it. I'm going to finish it. And then I thought, why? But I did. So, yeah. Jane.
Good pick. It was bad.
Now, strangely enough, I have seen one of these, but Morbius is awesome. So I went with Disney's Pinocchio because I've heard that's pretty bad.
That's the one with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
I admit I haven't seen that one yet either.
Nope. And I won't
haven't bothered.
Nope.
The live action, other than Beauty and the Beast, I haven't really had an appeal to the live action ones they've been doing.
I've seen majority of them, but I really had no desire to see this one. And I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's on my Oscar watch list, actually. But even because he's Jiminy Cricket, I think. But
really?
No,
okay, I didn't know
had
that.
no desire whatsoever to see it, and probably won't.
Yeah, I probably won't.
Nope, not up for me.
Well,
there were 3 Pinocchio movies this year, by the way.
I know 2. What was the third one?
The third one was straight to DVD. It was Pauly Shore as Pinocchio.
Oh, good God. Why was that?
I love
not
my
on
Pauly,
the list?
so I found out about it.
I'm looking that up right now because I gotta get that.
You gotta listen to the trailer. Oh my God, his voice is so funny. I'm like,
See,
Pauly, no.
My two favorite guilty pleasure movies that I go to as much as I can are Encino Man and Son-in-Law. I
Yes,
love those films.
100%.
Way back in the day, early in my
Okay,
wife and I's
then start.
relationship and whatnot, we when we might not have had cable on and off and whatnot, I would record movies off the movie network. So I'd have an
Oh,
8-hour
yeah.
VHS tape that we would just put in and let that play all night. And it always started with Son-in-Law.
Nice.
So
Yes.
we watched Son-in-Law like every night for
Nostalgic.
a couple months.
Oh yeah, that is such a good movie. That's what movies are supposed to be. Entertaining, like
Yes.
Cocaine Bear.
100%.
Yes.
Well,
I can't wait to see it.
oh, you're gonna have a blast.
I'm telling you right now, the Bear better get nominated for an Oscar next year.
We'll be looking for him next year.
Right?
Her.
Oh, her. See, I
Her.
told you I haven't seen it yet.
It is a her because now I know what the sequel's gonna be. Yes.
Ah, we've got baby cocaine bears.
Yup. Trust me, that's not a spoiler in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Let me see here. Oh, what did Ryan say? Cocaine Bear early Oscar buzz. Very early.
You heard it here
You heard
first.
it here first.
Mine went with a film called Good Morning. Mouring. Anything written
Oh, God.
and directed by Machine Gun Kelly and Maud Sun. Okay. Not only that, I legit tried to watch it. And I got
You
20
didn't.
minutes. I tried. I got 20 minutes into it, and it's like, oh, I need to be in a totally different frame of mind to watch this. And that's just never happened to me yet. So I have not.
That frame of mind never came.
No.
When I heard this movie existed, I immediately had vibes of like Vanilla Ice, Cold as Ice. Like
Nice.
I felt like it's the same marketing machine, you know?
It's got, and you look at IMDb, it's got a 3.1.
Oof.
Okay. But Danny Trejo's in it. So it's got a good.
Look, I love Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo's in anything.
Exactly. Exactly. And but I love him for that. Everybody loves him
Yes,
for that.
me too.
You know,
Man
he never
gotta
says
eat.
no.
But there's so many people in here, and that's literally why I thought maybe it's worth. But I didn't get to see most of them. Dennis Rodman's in it. Tom Arnold, Megan Fox, Avril Lavigne is in it. Okay,
My
so
God.
I think these people jumped on board, going, "Oh my God, this is going to be awesome!" And little did they know, no, it wasn't.
No.
just no. So
Didn't Tom Arnold go crazy recently?
he lives in Hollywood. Everybody does once in a while.
No, sorry, I'm getting him confused with Randy Quaid.
How the hell do you do that?
Tom Arnold's sister was the meth queen.
The meth queen?
Look up the documentary about Tom Arnold's sister.
Mm.
You're gonna be like, what?
Yep. He's the sane one of the family. There we go.
Yes.
Okay, what are we on now? Director. Worst director. We have Judd Apatow for The Bubble, Colson Baker, a.k.a. Machine Gun Kelly, and Maud Sun for Good Morning. Guess you know my pick. Andrew Dominic for Blonde, Daniel Espinosa for Morbius, and Robert Zemeckis for Disney's Pinocchio. I didn't know Zemeckis did that. Oh, now I'm sad.
I didn't know he did that either, and that disappoints me because I would never pick Bob Zemeckis for anything as
Right?
worst, even
Well-
this.
Well,
Who did you pick then, Kyle?
I went with Machine Gun Kelly on this one.
Right?
Because are you fucking kidding me?
Those were literally my words.
that's like
Just no.
that's all the argument right there. Are you?
That's all you need.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
Yep.
It was one of those, aw, how cute he tried.
Give him a participation award instead of an Oscar.
Yes, best effort.
Jason.
I'm just picking on Blonde.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
that
just
works.
picking on Blonde.
Let me see who did that one again.
It was shite. It deserves to get
Andrew
picked on.
Dominic.
Yep. All right, and James.
I hated to do it. I went with Robert Zemeckis because there's no way I was picking Daniel Espinosa because, again, Morbius is awesome. But I like a lot of Zemeckis movies. But, I've heard this one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Probably not his fault. I don't know.
Well, I think Kyle said it earlier. If the script sucks, you're not going to get too far off the ground, you know. Look at Good Morning. If you can't do music, try movies. Now on to finger painting, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh.
I think you got that in the wrong order. Someone messed him up. He should have stuck to the finger painting. Oh, well, yes, I went with Machine Gun Kelly as well because you gotta. Okay, now worst screen couple. This is why I love the Razzies too. They come up with some new categories that do not show up in the Oscars, right? So the best screen couple, or worst screen couple, we have Colson Baker, aka Machine Gun Kelly, and Maud Sun. Both real life characters in the fallacious White House bedroom scene from Blonde. Tom Hanks and his latex laden face. Andrew Dominic and his issues with women from Blonde. And the two 365 Days sequels, both released in 2022. Wow, how fast did production go on those?
Damn.
Kyle, who is your worst screen couple?
That's I'm going with Blonde.
Yeah.
Andrew Dominic there, and yeah, the screenplay was awful. The movie was awful. There was no chemistry. Bleh.
Yeah, like you said, what can you say? That is,
yeah.
It was one of those movies you go, why did I do that to myself?
Completely.
Yes.
It's like I could have watched anything else. I had other movies to watch, and this is
watched the Death Pattern and been more entertained.
Yes.
Jason, what about you?
Again, no, this is based on buzz. This is based on stuff I've heard. But you know, for as much as we love him, Tom Hanks does not always win home runs. You know, it just every once in a while you have a foul ball, and you know he hit a really foul ball on this one apparently, especially with this nose. I've seen pictures. Yeah, what the hell, you know.
I can't say the makeup was bad. Like it was seamless. You know, it didn't fit him right. I thought
exactly.
They phoned it in.
Yeah, I'm one of those people going, if you can't do the accent, don't do the accent. You know? Yeah. Like Kevin Costner and Robin Hood. I said, kudos to you, dude. You can't do English, don't even try.
He didn't even try. Yes. Don't get me started on him either. He made one good movie. That was it.
Have to have Kyle back because there's so many stories we've been just skimming off the edge here.
I have to know what's the one good movie.
Bull Durham.
Oh, come on, Mr. Brooks.
Boo.
No, Bull Durham. I can respect that.
My dad is Native, and Dances with Wolves was on repeat, and I swear to God, every time it's on, I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah. I will cut you. Yes, I know. I got to go with James on that. Like Mr. Brooks was a dark character for him, and I thought it was brilliant for him to step out that zone. You not fond of that? And Dane Cook.
Love Dane.
Just not Mr. Brooks.
No.
Interesting.
What about the Postman?
I don't think I saw that.
How about Yellowstone?
Highly
I was
underrated.
just gonna say Yellowstone. I was just about to drop that.
I haven't started watching that either.
Oh, some of the best television. Some of the best television.
I have heard it's good. I have heard it's good.
So good, and the prequel series that they've put out have been amazing so far. So,
see, I think Kevin Costner.
Me a rash. I'm sorry, I can't with him.
A rash. That's good. I find Kevin Costner can be a lot like Harrison Ford, and trust me, Harrison Ford's my god. But when you watch a Harrison Ford movie, you're watching Harrison Ford be in a movie. You're not seeing him really transform.
Yeah.
And lately, I find that with Kevin Costner too. Like Yellowstone is amazing, but literally, it's just an angry Kevin Costner
Kevin Costner, yeah.
in the show.
Yeah, but it works.
It does work.
But it
does
works.
work. James, worst screen couple.
Tom Hanks and the face and accent.
Yes, same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because from what little I saw in the trailers, it sounded really strange.
Well, I watched some footage of the actual Colonel Parker, and he's similar. But again, like Colonel Parker had an accent.
Well, what kind of accent? He kind of sounded like
it's Dutch.
Oh, I assumed he was Southern. From I assumed the real guy was from the South, but I didn't know the real guy. So.
From Parker. So yeah. No.
Not many people knew about Colonel Parker.
Which was scary because literally he controlled that man's life.
He did.
And to do
I guess maybe the WCW manager character kind of overshadowed that version.
For you, I guess so.
Okay, what is next? Oh yeah, because I went with Good Morning. Machine Gun Kelly.
That's your theme.
Yeah. We are now on to worst supporting actor. And the worst supporting actor nominees are Pete Davidson for his cameo role in Good Morning, Tom Hanks in Elvis, Xavier Samuel in Blonde, Evan Williams in Blonde, and Maud Sun in Good Morning. They seem to pick on certain films, But Kyle, which one do you feel is the worst supporting actor?
I
know, right?
This one was tough. I didn't think Tom Hanks was as bad as, the two guys in Blonde, because it's like, can I pick both of them? Probably Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was just something dry about it to me, and I don't know. I take it all the way through.
That was my pick as well, based purely on a coin toss between the two actors from Blonde, just to keep continuing to pick on Blonde.
Fair enough.
They deserve
James,
it.
Who are you picking on?
Me?
James.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I mean, basing that again on the trailer because I didn't see anything from Good Morning. I don't know who Maud Sun is. I like Xavier Samuel. So
I got to be honest. I picked Maud Sun. I don't know which character he was in that film. Okay. Not a clue. But I watched all the acting in the first 20 minutes. And whoever he was in that 20 minutes, he deserves it.
Was awful.
Yes. I'm with Kyle on that one. Tom Hanks wasn't bad. It just wasn't Tom Hanks,
No, it wasn't his caliber.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you got an Oscar. You got a higher level to live up to.
But as I've heard, and that's why I picked Tom Hanks for the worst screen couple and not for the worst supporting actor, because while it's a bad performance, it's not that bad of a performance.
Yeah, he fights more with the costume than he does with the lines. Okay, now we're on to worst supporting actress. And we have Adria Arjona from Morbius, Lorraine Bracco from Disney's Pinocchio, Penelope Cruz from the 355, Bing Bing Fan, I have to admit, I don't know who that is, from the 355 and The King's Daughter, and Mira Sorvino for Lamborghini, the man behind the legend. Kyle.
I didn't see any of these. So, I think I'm just going to go with Lorraine Bracco because it sounds like Pinocchio was terrible.
Except she was in the 355.
No.
It says Pinocchio on my list.
That's it?
Yeah.
It was Penelope.
Penelope
355.
From the 3. Oh, you said Lorraine Bracco.
Lorraine,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, my brain blocked that out. I refuse to listen to that.
Oh, jeez.
Typical man.
No, she's in Sopranos. You can't pick her.
I figured that's where you were going.
Yes.
I figured that's where you're going, but my pick is Lorraine Bracco as well for the exact same reasons, based on absolutely nothing at all. Other than that Pinocchio has been getting Rip
Legit. My brain literally translated LeBrain Bronco into Penelope Cruz because I can't. No,
Is that who you're picking?
Penelope
Penelope?
Cruz.
So then that must
And
have
again,
been it.
I haven't seen the 355, but I have seen roles she's been in, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that one. So
Yeah.
I could see
Agreed.
why this might be one. James.
I'll take a break from picking on Pinocchio and say the Penelope Cruz in the 355 because that trailer looked awful.
That's what I went on. Yes.
I'll have to look because I hadn't even heard of it.
Nope.
Neither had I until this list
For a
came out.
reason, clearly.
So, like, this list is bringing recognition to some films that probably never would have seen the light of day.
See?
That's kind of what it's actually about. In reality, it is really trying to just draw attention to these films that they really may not be that bad, you know.
I love it when the actors turn up to collect their awards too.
Halle
Sandra
Berry.
Bullock.
Yes.
Halle Berry showed up the year after she won her Oscar. So when she showed up to the Razzies, she showed up with the Oscar and had them both on the stage.
No, she didn't. I didn't know that. I
Yes,
knew
she
she
did.
went. I didn't know she brought her Oscar.
Yep, she did, and had them both right
That's
there on the podium.
awesome.
Okay, and we're in the last four here. Worst remake. And what's our list for remakes? Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel? Blonde, both 365 Days sequels, Disney's Pinocchio, Firestarter, or Jurassic World Dominion. Kyle.
I hate Jurassic World, but I'm saying Firestarter because like that was sacred.
Yeah.
And they went against my religion by remaking that movie.
See,
how dare you with classic horror? No.
I picked the same thing because my mindset on that one is fine. You want to make it darker and grittier and maybe more modern, cool. Don't just try and rehash the same thing and then fail because
exactly perfect or not or completely different.
Because It, I think, was a great remake because it went more to the book. It got darker and you know, TV movie, you can get much darker. No, Firestarter said, yeah, whatever, PG-13.
Poop.
Jason.
Yeah, Firestarter, it is what it is. While I look back on the original film fondly, it's not one I've ever gone back to in a long time, so I don't hold it in that high a regard. But I'm going back to picking on Blonde, even though I don't understand what it is about being a remake or a sequel. I don't know that, but
because there's one every 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
because remember the title is
Same
remake,
damn story.
rip-off, or sequel.
Oh, rip off. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just picking on Blonde again.
James, what do you got?
I'm picking on Pinocchio again.
Pinocchio? Wait, is that Disney's Pinocchio?
Yes.
Yes, it is. See, now I want to watch it just to see how bad it is.
Same. Like, oh crap, now I have to watch it.
Okay, so now we're on to worst actress. Big three. Wait a minute, which am I going? Oh yeah, there we go. Worst actress. Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic Park Dominion, Diane Keaton for Mac and Rita, Kaya Sotolero for The King's Daughter, and Elisa Silverstone for the Requiem. Requiem?
I think it's supposed to be Requiem, but they spelled it wrong.
Oh, okay. Requiem. Let's go with that because that sounds better. I think I know your pick, Kyle, but who did you pick?
Bryce Dallas Howard, without a doubt. And you know what's really sad is like I loved her in The Help. I loved her. She had such great promise. And of course I hate the word potential. I think it's a cop out and a setup. But she showed potential and promise in The Help, and then she did these Jurassic World movies, and I'm like, I hate you now.
That's what it was. Like
full on claws out.
Was it Jurassic World? I thought was okay. You know, great. She's an absent-minded aunt that, you know, lets her kids loose in a park. But the character got progressively dumber until like she's legit running from dinosaurs in high heels and beating them. But Jeff Goldblum in a Jeep had a hard time. It's like, okay, let's just toss those physics right out the window. Jason, Who's your worst actress?
Based on absolutely nothing at all, it's Bryce Dallas Howard. Just
But she
based
is
on
an
nothing at all,
amazing
other
director.
than I know that Jurassic World hasn't done well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is an amazing director, though. Like her Mandalorian stuff is insane.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Yep.
James.
Based on a movie I saw 10 or 11 years ago called Vamps, I'm going with Alicia Silverstone.
It's another safe bet.
What about excess baggage?
I can't remember that movie, and I saw it.
Benicio del Toro.
Well, that's a point in its favor, but I can't remember that movie.
It was
Batman and
terrible.
Robin.
He accidentally kidnapped her. It was a whole thing.
We don't talk about Batman and Robin, Rob.
Come on.
Oh. But I did love her in Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser.
Yes,
I haven't seen that.
100%.
Or what was the other one she did? Clueless? No.
Yes.
Well, Clueless
Yes,
is her big
Clueless.
one.
Yeah,
That's a classic.
that was awesome. And that's because a lot of her is in that film because there's so much ad lib. And that's what
Yeah.
makes it a little bit better. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Worst actor. We have Colson Baker, aka Machine Gun Kelly, for Good Morning. Pete Davidson for Marmaduke. Tom Hanks for Disney's Pinocchio. Jared Leto for Morbius. And Sylvester Stallone for Samaritan. I would love to see Sly come on the Razzies to get his award for this. That would be a speech.
He might be one that would show up. I wouldn't be surprised at
Yep.
that.
Who's your pick, Kyle?
James is going to be upset, but I'm going Jared Leto.
Ooh. Well, this rules.
I love Jared Leto, but really,
It's so
Really?
good.
I agree.
disappointed.
That's
Yep.
your pick
I-
too, Jason?
That's my pick too.
What?
Yep.
Right
No,
on,
that-
brother.
That character, he was so underwhelming.
Wrong.
Just underwhelming for me.
Completely wrong for the role. Anyone else would have been better.
Ouch.
And don't even get me started on Matt Smith. Like,
Such a good villain.
he's a good villain and he chewed the hell out of the scenery. I give him that, but he just went a little too far. He went too far.
Not a fan of Morbius. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, did not. Nope. Did not enjoy it.
James, who was your pick?
Morbius rules. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Now, Hanks, I could see accepting his award.
Yeah, well, he's still scared of the public. I've seen him out once in the last, 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, get
So,
COVID once from a
probably
person
not.
and boom, he hides. Well,
You see Rita everywhere. Rita
Yeah.
still does the carpet.
you're going to be shocked, but I went with Colson Baker, aka Machine Gun Kelly from Good Morning. Yeah, again, I don't know.
No.
I don't know which one he is. It's weird. I watched Jimmy Kimmel, and they have the actors out on the street asking people about themselves, but they don't know it's them. And this guy, Machine Gun Kelly, was doing this, and I'm thinking, who is this guy doing this interview? Because I don't know. It was him. So yeah, I don't know who he was, but
Nice.
that was a long story that didn't need to be told. Okay, we are on to worst picture. This is the big one. What is the worst one of all time? Blonde, Disney's Pinocchio, Good Morning, The King's Daughter, and Morbius. Kyle.
Blonde. Blonde was awful.
Based on everything I've heard, Blonde, yeah.
If you were going to break James's heart again. James, what was your pick?
Well, let's finish picking on Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Drive it home.
Yo. And
Just
I
for
went
shits
with-
and giggles, put Morbius beside James's name.
right?
No.
I'll put
The
it in
other
brackets.
Morbius.
I went with Good Morning because, well, I should have.
Picking on that poor rapper kid.
That's right. So there we go. Now, what we like to do is after the awards, we'll come back and compare and see how close we actually got. So if you're up for it, in a couple weeks, we'll have you back, Kyle, and we can start comparing our lists to what we actually picked.
Absolutely. Sounds like
Alright.
fun.
Awesome, Kyle. Thank you so much for coming on. This was a blast.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. All right, and yeah, we've gone over a little bit. Normally we're about an hour-ish. We're an hour and 20. So, but we had a lot to cover today.
I'll take the blame for that. Long-winded, I told you.
It's not just you.
No.
I love this Brady Bunch thing. John says, "We'll see." Yeah, I think we're pretty dead on. You can take our picks to the bank. All right, for another.
Don't listen to me.
For another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And our friend.
I'm Kyle.
Yes, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Toodles.
I say shut up! It's a man!